how what are coaches actually looking for in a high school kid if he's recruiting one?
Really good question. And so for me, when I get asked that question, I'm thinking that right now because of people want instant gratification. They
Yeah.
want that they want that ready-made kid. They're not going to go back and look at a kid that's so to speak under the radar, or how you described the kid to be kind of scrappy, grimy type kids that we'll all kind of gravitate to, because we want to see those kids kind of work and get what they're worth, based on their effort and time that they've kind of put into it. Now it's like, okay, I want that kid that already has that body. I want that kid that's already,
Yeah.
has the attributes or the accolades to kind of go along with it. And so it lessens my workload if I get a ready-made kid. So now I can
Mm.
focus on my team compared to how it was when you guys were coming out, like you said, in 91 or whatever. You go into those camps, I can look at, an Arthur Agee, or I can look at a William Gates, and I can say, okay, you know what? I can get them on campus and we can work on A, B, and C and kind of get them to that point and kind of have a true vision for a kid going into their sophomore or their junior year. Maybe get a little time as a freshman. Everybody's really intrigued and encouraged by that if they hear that, but there's no guarantees. So now if I can go get this ready-made product, I know I ain't got to worry about that. Or I can go get this ready-made product that's been in a couple of schools. So now I know they're not going to be homesick. They kind of know what college life is about. I don't have to kind of follow around them to kind of wondering, what they're up to. I'm going to get this ready-made kid that's ready to go, and it lessens my issues and allows me to coach or focus on coaching more.
Tim, it's interesting that both you and AG talked about that. We had a kid on the show a couple of weeks ago that you're very familiar with, one of the Harrison twins. We had Aaron Harrison on the show. And what about those kids, man? How do they navigate this too? Because he was there. Like, he was the number 5 kid in the nation, McDonald's All-American, goes to
Yeah.
the prestigious Kentucky, 5 in, 5 out program. How do those kids navigate? Because I think all the kids are still in their own right, are still trying to navigate that life. How is that being navigated now in high school with the influx of kids getting paid in high school now?
Yeah.
The getting paid is really driving the narrative, and it's causing some people to make some really quick, premature decisions.
Yeah.
So to
Bad
back
decision.
up a little bit, when you back up, and I can't get mad or fault anybody who's trying to look at a situation that's going to be better for them. I mean, that's just what life is. If you say, okay, I can make X amount of dollars over here over a period of time, and that's going to be, potentially generational wealth or something that can kind of change, the outcome of my family situation, by all means. But at the same time, go back to the old cliche, grass isn't always greener on the other side. And so
Yeah.
I think people have to be very careful about how they approach this. And so when you talk about navigating it, and I'm not saying that this is the case for the Harrison twins, but they were really good for a really, really long time. A really long time, all the way dating back to like elementary age. When you're talking about 5th and 6th grade, I mean, they were already, physically built that way. They were wired that way, real intense, rough and rugged type kids, that could just go and, create havoc on the basketball floor as well as having, a really good IQ.
Hey, it's
So
crazy you say that. Hey, the Harrison twins say he was playing against grown men when he was in 6th grade.
that's about accurate.